It's not a walkthrough, playthrough, review, anything like that. It's just me playing the game badly so you can see what it looks like. Okay then, this is Virtua Racing on Mame. I played this, well, I never played this in the arcades. I could never find it. The first time I played it was Virtua Racing Deluxe on the 32X, which I was chuffed to bits to get. I got that Christmas nut 94, yes. And there's a whole story behind my playing of that on Christmas Day that I just don't want to go into. But anyway, I read about this, saw screen grabs and everything in the magazines, and I thought that looks fantastic, because if you know me, you know that I really like flat shaded polygons. So I saw the photos of this, screen grabs, whatever, and I thought, wow, that looks epic, because I love racing games, and the idea of like a virtual 3D world, racetrack, whatever, it really appealed to me. You know, I had some experience of that kind of thing on Amiga games, but you just didn't come across that in the arcades. And it wasn't until I got the 32X version that I got to experience the game, and absolutely loved it. But it was a long while before Mame could actually handle it. I've got, well, I think all the versions of the game that you can get, pretty much. I've got the Mega Drive version, the 32X version, the Sega Saturn version, and the PS2 version. And all but the Saturn version are really quite good. Though the Mega Drive one, I mean, yes, it's fantastic given the hardware it's running on, but I don't actually find it especially playable. But this, well, this is the arcade original, and it's epic. It just is. I mean, people complain about the PS2 version, saying it doesn't handle right. Now, I don't know. I don't have a problem with the handling of it. And it is very similar to this. But there is something about this that is, more, I don't know. I can't even explain it. Maybe it's because this is widescreen. And I don't know if it's meant to be, or if it, or what. Is this running in the correct aspect ratio? I have no idea. But it looks great. The frame rate is great. The color depth is great. Everything about this is great. The only difficulty I have with this is getting an adequate control map for my joypad to make it run it. I've just spent half an hour grappling with a steering wheel and pedal setup, trying to make them work, but I don't actually have a PC wheel. I was trying it with it's a console wheel for like PS2, Xbox or GameCube, and I've got a PS2 adapter that it's like PS2 to USB, and I tried that. No chance, did not want to know, couldn't control it, it was just all over the place. So I'm now running a standard USB PS2 look-alike pad, but it ain't quite right. I can't. What I've got left and right on the left stick, and accelerate on the right stick, and I would have liked up to accelerate and down to brake, which I hate on a normal joystick. But when you've got two sticks on your pad, it works all right. But I managed the up to accelerate, but couldn't get the down to brake. I would pull down and it would still accelerate, which is not what you want when you want to be braking. So I've got up to accelerate and button 4 to brake. I thought I was doing quite well there, given that I was talking all the way through it and not really concentrating on the racing. That was pretty good. Right, let's have a look at oh dear, see how sensitive it is. There, Bay Bridge. I'm really only familiar with big forests. Birdies, or shotgun, lunch. I wouldn't actually shoot them, but it's a video game. It's okay. You can kill virtual birds. Oops. There we go. Trying to brake with the accelerator. It doesn't work. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I used to play Virtua Racing on the 32X like loads, and I was always, It's like the... Oh dear. I don't know this circuit. I was always slightly frustrated by the frame rate. You know, the resolution, that was alright. The depth of colour and all of that, brilliant. Loved it just for being 3D, but the frame rate always just disappointed slightly. We're here, epic. I remember reading an article in a gaming magazine, and it was the one that made me know I had to play this sometime, one day. I didn't know where, because just like nowhere I knew had it, and there were arcades around where I lived back then, but nowhere had this. But there was this article, this journalist had been playing it somewhere, and he thought he was quite good, and it was like 2-player, I don't know, I guess they had them like linked up or whatever, but he played against this, he said she was a granny, she was a pensioner, and she had obviously, like, he thought he was good, he beat everyone he played, and then he played her, and she'd learned the racing line and everything, and kicked his ass. And I just thought, well, if it's got that much detail that racing lines matter, I want to play this game. It is just... To me, this is where modern video racing games started. I mean, oh dear, oh god. I love the oh bloody hell, the sprite-based Sega games, like Radmobile and Monaco Grand Prix. Love them, absolutely think they're fantastic. But this is where it got serious. I mean, after this, oh dear, oh, I'm not doing so well here. After this, you know, the Model 1, they got onto the Model 2 and you had Daytona and stuff. The thing about this game, the hardware, it was developed by a defense contractor. Is it GEC or someone? They built your military flight simulators and everything, and Sega got them to I think they designed the hardware, and if I remember rightly, and don't quote me on this, the Model 1 board is basically just a mass of DSP chips all like chained together or something. Brute force. No, it's not proper graphics architecture, it's just plain brute force.
Select course by wheel and step on gas pedal.
Which is why the Model 1 was so bloody expert. Good lord. Put some clothes on, woman. Yeah, that's why they were so expensive. It's like Model 2, it could do so much more visually with the texture mapping and stuff, but it was massively cheaper. Model 2 games looked lots better. Though, if I'm not mistaken, Model 1 games actually are throwing more polygons around. They're all... The 3D is more complex, but texture mapping makes all the difference, and that's why Model 2, it was proper graphics architecture and not just brute force. If I understand it all correctly, and I have been known to be wrong before, so if I'm wrong, yeah. You'll probably tell me. Ooh. This is where I would say I know a place in Milton Keynes that looks like this, but actually I don't. There isn't. There's nowhere in Milton Keynes that looks like this. There is a place on the way out to Sheffield. Yeah. Kind of the arse end of Sheffield. I don't know this circuit really at all. Oh! I wish they would get their act together. It's not. No, that's being unfair. I just wish Mame would run the Model 2 stuff. Or I want Daytona, and more than that, I want Manx TT. Superbike. Yeah, that's what I want. I want Manx TT Superbike on Mame. Playable. Oh, I was trying to do the down to brake and I got to accelerate again. I got a button to brake. Yeah, and I mean, I haven't managed to get Star Wars Arcade to work on here either. The Sega one. I can get the Atari one to work, which is great because that's the one I really, really like. But I'd like the Sega one on here as well. And I haven't got that either. Never mind. Oh, I should redo. I had videos of like all the Virtua Racing versions that I've got. I did videos of them years ago, back in my standard definition days, and I had to take them all down. They were getting content ID hits. Hopefully not. I hope it wasn't for the music, because if it was, I'll get them on this as well. Yeah, they were just really awkward about it, but that was when YouTube were just being a real pain in the ass. So I took them all off anyway. But we'll see how this one goes, and maybe I'll redo those videos, because I am revisiting games. And maybe I'll revisit those. We shall see. It's all a matter of, do I have the time? I'm hoping I can record 2 or 3 games in this little stint, so I can get a little bit of a stock, so I can upload for the next week or 2. I miss the seaside. We don't really get the opportunity to go to the seaside. Like, I'd love to be going to Scarborough, the weather's lovely and everything, but our dogs are too much of a handful these days. They oh dear. And the stepdaughter who used to look after them, she's got loads of animals of her own now, and it's not practical. We can't have anyone stop over and look after them because they're hard to handle. But what that means is we don't get to go on holiday, and it's just a damn shame. Which has absolutely nothing to do with Virtua Racing, but it's that seeing the seaside. I miss the seaside. Oh well. That is Virtua Racing on Mame. I think that's all the circuits we've got on here. I love it. It is fantastic. It is one of my absolute favourite racing games ever. Well, that'll give you seizures. Yeah, I think I've said everything I can possibly say about it. I love it. It's brilliant. And let's see if I can record something else now. Thank you for watching.
Hello. That Benway chap's got and left me to do his outro for him. Lazy sod. Anyway, he puts out videos of like gameplay nonsense and stuff on a fairly regular basis. So if you don't want to miss any, hit the subscribe button. And if you've already done that, well, thank you. Oh yes, while I think of it, if you're waiting for a new video from him, why not check out his playlist? He's got around 1,500 videos already recorded and separated into categories according to system, whatever that means. Yes. Are we done yet? Jolly good. Man's a blithering idiot if you ask me, but there you go. Right, where's the whiskey?